Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm the Innkeeper and today we're going to be playing some Timber and Stone, Lambsley Season 3. Last episode, should I say last session, we created ourselves these 3 beautiful houses. And also, this is about the 15th intro for today's episode. Also, session again. Fucking, I'm a disaster case. For the past 3 weeks, I've had to, like, for every start of a session of any game I've played, I've had to redo the intro about 5 times because I keep mumbling and screwing up. I'm telling you, I'm dying of some sort of mumble-based disease. Or, like, well, not a mumble-based disease, but the side effects or the symptoms of the disease include vicious mumbling. I'm not sure what's so vicious about my mumbling, but I feel like there's some sort of ferocity to it. That's fine. I think that's the right word. I feel good about this. Anyway, yes. It's very cool looking Tudor housings, which only serve the purpose of housing our residents. They're not currently filled. I need to get around to doing that in today's episode, along with various other things. Unfortunately, the previous episode, Fieri had died during his lumberjack Oh, wow, the body's still over there. We can go and poke him. It's like, got to be a bit soggy by now. I mean, I'm not sure if it rained the other day. Maybe a bit wet, damp. Rotten, probably a better word, rotten. Probably maggots are all over him right now. That's the other reason why I have to keep restarting, because I could just keep having to go to restart myself. It's getting very annoying, okay? I'm having problems, all right? I'm just going to stick with it. It's all good. Let's go ahead and get rid of these corpses right now, along with this wolf. I think it's because I just do it too much. I need to just get used to it. It's part of the channel now. Get used to it, okay? There's many things as part of the channel. Mumbling and idiocy. I was going to say idiocracy. Is that the right word? It sounds like it's a word that involves idiocy, but in some sort of political way or policy-based matter. There we go. That's fine. There's a policy for idiocy. Idiocracy. That sounds right in a very not right way. God, it's just complete silence for me right now. For you guys, it's going to be beautiful music. That is going to be fantastic. Yeah, we need to sort of make this look a little bit more busy. I do like the fact that there's a nice sort of walkway. It looks quite busy as it approaches this town square that we have right here. I'm still not really too sure where everything else is going to go. But we already have the Fletchers sort of designated in our world. So it's probably a good idea for us to just sort of get started on this, see what we can really do with it. I feel like it's going to be slightly taller than the normal houses, but speaking of normal houses, we're probably going to be doing those houses at the same time. I think we've really got the design factor down for the Tudor housing that we have right now, and I really feel like we can do 2 of those for every like normal building that we really do. At least I feel confident enough. We can at least do the base level. So yeah, I feel like we should really get started on doing that in today's episode. Although we really do need to maybe flatten this land out. I'm not really too sure, actually. We could just morph into it, I suppose. I mean, yeah, I don't really mind doing that. What we can do is just keep this the base level. And then we'll just have, when it approaches these corners, just make sure that it's going down by 2 sort of stone blocks that we usually have. The Umber bricks that we usually have on the buildings right here. So we'll probably just do that instead, just to make sure it looks leveled out. While at the same time using multiple different levels of block. Yeah, there we go. Multiple levels of block. That is fantastic. So let's go ahead and do that. Where do we want this, actually? It's a good point. Let's see. It's going to go out here. So we actually want it to go inside by 1 block. So this is going to be the wall. And then it's going to go outside by an extra bit. So around about here. Is that like a decently sized house? I would say that is a pretty nice looking house. So where's the next one? I don't know what I'm going to do with this bit. I feel like there needs to be something quite interesting along here, though. Or well, maybe we have the road going across. Actually, no, we don't need the road going across like that. Because what we can do is have a separate road going down here. And then it will connect up to this gatehouse. That might be a good idea. Let's get that done right now, in fact. We've got to make sure we're laying down the infrastructure for our world quite early on during our building process right here. I mean, really, this isn't early on. But, I mean, it's too late now. We may as well get it done. Is that too deep? Kind of feel like that is a bit too much. Let's pause right now. Let's just make sure we know what we're really doing right now. I like the idea of using multiple layers, because I just like the idea. It's just not flat. You know, it's interesting terrain for us to work around. But this bit area right here is just too awkward. So we really do need to just sort of flatten it out just a little bit. I'm not sure if we're just going to cut this bit off. I don't really want to do that. Tell you what, You know, I won't do this. I don't like doing multiple layer work without just working around buildings first. So there's my exception. Screw my last rule. It's done now. Doesn't make any difference. We could make a third house. Can we make 3 houses while doing this? The thing is, with the Fletchers, it's going to look like a normal Tudor house anyway, just bigger and maybe a little bit more interesting. There might be another balcony involved. This front bit right here is going to be sort of inside the building. It's going to be different, but at the end of the day, it's not really going to be amazingly unique in comparison to the other houses that we have. So yeah, we'll stick with that. I'm not too sure if I like the idea of it being... I think I want this house to go in the opposite direction is what I'm trying to say. Is this grass? That is... Okay, so this is where the corner is. Wait, if that's where the corner is... Yeah, I got it right. I got it right. That's fine. So let's see. We want it to be... It's too close. I think that's fine. If we have this house slightly smaller and starting off in this direction, that's pretty cool because then we can have a normal house right here. It's making up room. Okay, that's what we're doing right now. Making sure we've got a lot of space for all our herflings. Herflings? Timber and stonelings. Look, Stone Earth's taken over. I'm not going to lie. I'm just waiting for 1.7. I'm just saying. FRL. You know, Z903. The other guy. I can't remember the name of the other guy. He doesn't talk much. Unless it is just... well. Sure. It is Z903. Unless I'm thinking of like Z900 or something 900. Is it something 900? I can't remember anymore. Z903, there we go. I haven't talked to the devs in ages. FRL is usually the one that talks a lot, so that's fine. They're cool, all busy. You know, they don't do this full time. They have normal lives to live, and they just got unfortunate, and they ran out of budget. I think that's how it worked anyway. And they now continue with things, well, life things, which makes sense. Unfortunate circumstance to be in. My God, how are you still watching? How are you here? Why am I alive? That is a good question. All these are fantastic questions. Where are they all going? Oh, I think we need to get some food and resources set up. Wait, no, there's food over there. Where are they going? And we've got miners, I suppose. Bunch of people are sleeping over there. That's fine. We can ignore them. Tell you what, we haven't actually had a good look around for any enemies. Let's see. No one's over there. We got our archer. For some reason, we have... Oh, there's some mithril right there. That's fantastic. Let's see. We got our soldiers sleeping away. That's fine. I think we're all good. Just a few spiders. I haven't seen a matriarch in a very long time. Not that I'm complaining. I thought there were a bunch of people over there for a second. I was like, what the hell's going... It's like just a massive party. So we just ignored about this entire part of our world right here. It's just the food section. It's just there. We'll ignore it for the time being. Obviously, our castle, which we have also neglected just a little bit. It's done now. Not really. We've still got the front doing all the interior. I want to do the town, okay? We've been working with castles for ages. Let's get all the town stuff done. Anyway, I'm not going to get all this done if I keep muttering on. Muttering might not be the right word there. Nothing's ever the right word with me. I'm so insecure about my words right now. It's fine. I'm going to take the reins of my word-based relationship with myself and I just live my life. Pretty good lesson right there for those that are watching right now. If you don't really want to be tied down, as it were, to social constraints, then... You know, do what I'm doing and get everything wrong. Well, not everything wrong. I get some things right, but words are not one of those things. Things. Say things right there. Of course, I'm not going to be like that guy or that person in general that's like, oh my God, I'm so quirky. I'm completely different than everyone else in the world. No, I'm actually quite average. But they're new moments. You get moments slightly different in certain areas. I think that's really what it is, you know? People slightly different in certain areas. When it comes down, I said comes down. When it comes down to it, like different areas. Sure, Dad. Whatever. I've got this. Brick. Let's make sure it's gonna go across like this, because like I said, we just want to make sure the lower level is also gonna be brick. Just because I don't really want to work around morphing it in, because my brain just does not know how to work that right now. Also, we want to get the door designated. These corners have been mined out already, which is fantastic for us, so we'll make sure to get the brick installed. So we're going to have the door on this part of the road. I'm not sure why. I guess it's just a bit different. So, just a bit of differentiation in positioning. That's fine. Doorways are quite important. As you can see over here, all the doors don't face this road. Instead, 2 of them do, and 1 of them faces this road. See? I could have put a door right here and made like a little road there, but I didn't do it. because I'm going against the system. I still got a lot of stuff to do at the back here. We'll get around to it later on. Lazy as ever. We still got a bunch of natural wheat there. I just realized we still got a bunch of nature, really, hanging around our base. Base? Sure. Yeah, our base. Got a base of operations. I feel fine with this. There is still so much to do. It's fantastic. I'm very excited to seeing everything accomplished. Why have I paused? Why have I paused? I think it's because I'm scared that someone's going to die under my control. So I'm always going to make sure that doorways are more than 1 block away from the corner, just because it's a bit awkward otherwise. You know, this is fine. I don't like the door being exactly in the middle. I don't know. I just don't like it. It looks weird. I mean, normal houses don't have the door exactly in the middle. At least not here in jolly old England. Usually, it's like one off middle, which I'm not just sure if it's just something to annoy me, or it's because the kitchen was positioned in an awkward place. They required a window, probably for scenery, half for ventilation, although they have ventilation anyway. That's fine. But anyway, I feel like I'm babbling on. Babylon? Speaking of Babylon, I've been playing a lot of Civilization lately. Actually, we started a new series. Yeah, and I've been sort of binging just a little bit, trying to remember the old tactics. I say the old tactics, so they don't really disappear, but I'm not very good at the game, as some of you make. I mean, that made a good decision first, though. Yeah, good decision first time. The rest of it fell apart, but yeah. No, I don't know. I feel pretty good right now. It's basically what I'm saying. Although, today, tired. It's quite tiring. That's good. My voice is already disappearing. Into obscurity it goes. Down the delicious... it's not really fruity. It's actually just water. I'm not sure why I thought fruity there. But I was feeling quite delicious. I was feeling delicious. Get out of my face. How's the wood situation? Well, it's not looking too great. Let's make sure we actually don't... Oh, no, wait. The corners are different. I just remembered this. Let's make sure we get this done right. The corners are full timber. I mean, not the corners are full timber. The timbered brick are the corners and the areas around the doorways. It looks slightly different, which is why we're using it. I probably would just be better off using full timber, to be honest. But oh well. I guess I just like it. I'm not sure. It looks a bit random. A bit messy, which I suppose is quite a nice look. For me, anyway. Let's make sure we do that. Well, we do that by just doing this anyway. There we are. We can be slightly lazy about it, I feel. So that bit just has to go up by 2. There we are. We can have the game running in the background while we're doing this. And we want to do the same thing for the Fletchers. But we want to be a little bit more careful with it. And as I have said right here, I have actually not done what I've pretty much set as a rule. Which means we'll just kind of have to do this. There we are. Make sure it's 1 block off. Beautiful. And then we'll get the Yuma brick and do that. Done. See? That was very easy to pull off. Took no effort whatsoever. And I felt like we're living happier lives for it. There we are. The game is... No, the game hasn't paused. You're just stuck. Wow. How do you do this? Okay. We're living with idiots. That's fine. Living with idiots. The Fletchers. I'm going to keep just saying random Fletchers things right now, because it does sound like some sort of TV series around some very inept family. Well, it involves a very inept family. You know, they get up to some sort of business. It usually doesn't end well, but usually ends well with... that was ridiculous anyway. It usually ends well, but with some sort of moral life lesson. Sort of like the Fletchers rode off into the sunset with their fiery blazing griffin, and they smoke weed every day. It was something like that, really. Although maybe not the second bit. That's usually the opposite thing they teach. And like, kids, don't do drugs, that kind of thing. That people say a lot this day and age. They say it anyway. It's a good lesson, I would say. You know, don't do drugs. At the same time, though, if you want to do drugs, I mean, I do what I fucking want. Beautiful. My voice is disappearing quite a lot today, because I am talking pretty much constantly. Let's make sure that we get ourselves some scaffolding set up. I don't care if I've got to rearrange this later on. I just want to make sure they can get up and down their house. We'll do the same on this side. We'll make sure it's going up over here. We really should just do it on the inside anyway. We'll do the same on this side right here. Make sure the stair is to the left of the doorway. That's not really the kind of thing that we've been following before, but I'm just going to do that now anyway. So we've done the first floor on these 2 buildings right here, along with some stairways. Now let's get the Fletchers done. The difference about the Fletchers, is that we are going to be using some different types of wood. For instance, the timbered tiles, you know, different wood. We did it right. Although we are running out of wood specifically. I did say this a moment ago, but just ignored myself completely. Let's make sure we make 1,000 more timber. There we are. We are actually making more. Oh no, they're just placing more of it down. There is food right here. They just walk all the way back. It's very annoying. Okay. Oh, what about timber? I was right there. I'm eating ice right now. It's very hot today. Merv wants some. No, you're not having any, Merv. So let's see. We want to have a doorway right here. So we want to get that sorted out. Do we want, like, the inside walls to be a bit different? I don't think so. There's not really much point to that. Do we want this to be completely different? Not really. There's not much sort of wood that we can really use. We might just want to go for the same design. Or maybe just completely full timber on the corners. I don't know. I think the only difference with this house is just going to be slightly different shape. And there'll be a few balconies. Maybe. That'll be about it. Maybe the roof will have like a weird antenna that makes no sense. Has no real reason being there, but it's there because it's different. That's fine. It will be taller though. So we'll make sure it goes up by extra amounts right here. We'll also make sure these corners on the inside do the same thing. And we'll make sure there's going to be a proper doorway right here. So we'll get that sorted out. And this will also use a mix. Oh, wait. What the hell's going on there? I mean, I don't mind just sort of giving up at that point. Just completely giving up on everything. How do we connect this up in a way that doesn't look weird? I think it involves getting rid of the fence. I don't want to get rid of the fence, but I do. I really do. There isn't a way. Get rid of the fence. There we are. Well, my god, this is annoying. So these two poles right here are just meant to sort of have... We're meant to have some sort of overhang right here. If anything, we might want to go extra block up just to make it look a little bit more spacious. Here, though, is a bit awkward. It's meant to be on the inside. But really, I guess what I could just do is go in here. But it will look a bit strange. And also, the fencing right here would be completely pointless. You know what? We'll get rid of that. That's fine. I don't really mind. Everyone else might, but I don't mind. I don't give a fuck. There we go. Right, so we'll make sure that we get our... That's a good point. How much plaster do we have? Not really too much, actually. Whoa. There's a lot of dirt. We might want to get some more stone, however. Are we mining away? We've got some miners. Let's make sure we see how many more we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow. We have a lot of miners. I think it's good enough for us to just start collecting some more stone. Let's see if there are any enemies over here. Or any enemies at all in our world. Seems like we're all good. Most of these spiders still got Fieri's body right there decomposing. Hopefully we'll actually pick that up later on. Might start enacting some sort of cannibalistic rituals. That'd be fantastic. Let's go ahead and get the mine ready to go. Let's just make sure we get like this little chunk right here. I like the idea of that. The only problem we really have is if we make any mistakes, the miners have to walk all the way back, get their shit together, and then come back. I'm swearing a lot today. I do apologize. I think I'm swearing a lot anyway. Maybe I'm not swearing a lot, and I'm just being a little bit touchy. So touchy all the time. It's fine. We'll make sure the doorway's right here. But yeah, I try my hardest to hide my profanity, but sometimes it does. What if we make the plaster on the first floor? Ooh, baby, baby. I don't know. That sounds like a cool idea. Or, oh yeah, we could have like a roof skirt going around the house. I like the idea of that. That sounds very classy. Although, at the same time, how much sense does it make? We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Why am I still in control mode? I should be in full RTS. Have I been in control mode this entire time? I feel like I have. Let's make sure we get the full timber and just go across right here. There we are. We'll do the same on the inside. We'll leave the doorways for now. So this is why I want to go up by an extra block, because the doorways aren't complete. There we go. I mean, they will be complete once we get the flooring done, so I guess I don't need to worry too much. Don't need to worry about anything, in fact. You know what? Put your feet up. Relax. Chill out, mother truckers. This looks nice. I quite like this entrance right here. It's distinctive. We'll get the windows done at some point. Give me a minute. Really? I do have quite the lazy demeanor today. Demeanor, is that the right word? Sure. I feel like demeanor is actually something to do with your appearance, more so than the way you're acting. Goblin Marauders are spawned. Oh, great. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, that's good for us, actually. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no, it's fine. I thought everyone was just chilling out again. Let's see. We got a Goblin Marauder right there. And all the miners ran out. Can we just say that for a second? Hold on a sec. Yeah, pause. As soon as all the miners run out to start doing their job, a Marauder's like, oh, I'm going to spawn now. I bet all the other guys are over here. Unless this is the Marauder that was over here and we just didn't deal with him. I guess that's why. Did we get lucky? I think we got lucky. Because him being right there was like the best thing that could have happened. Especially considering the timing. How did I not see him before? I don't really care. He's going to die anyway. Make sure to prepare your flatulation chambers, for you are about to get fucking wrecked, mate. The arrow nearly went between the eyes of Stuart right there. I did swear again. Wow, that was double damage right there on Farkas and Stuart. Carl, you're not really proving your name right now. I'm not going to lie. There we are. Maybe we'll get a new person to replace him. I'm not really too sure. We've still got, like, some of our guys right here hanging out. Just being Islay. You could be, like, a good member of society, but instead you're just hanging out like, I'm a level 20 blacksmith, biatch. I don't need to do anything. Then again, she is hanging out in the blacksmiths as she should be. It's a shame we can't assign these chairs, but oh well. We do have a mason right now. So we might want to just turn some of this stone into brick. But then again, we have so much brick, I'm not too sure if there's much point to it. Let's make sure we go into super speed mode. There we are. I feel pretty confident in our structure right here. Looks quite nice. Spacious in comparison to the other ones that we've made in the past, which are usually the opposite of spacious. In fact, they're usually something that I would make for someone that was poor. Wow. Wow. Someone that was just outright. Someone that's fucking poor. Just no. I mean, then again, they are sort of peasant housing. Sort of Tudor design. But, I mean, I quite like them. They're quite nice. Right, am I doing this right? I feel like that's wrong. Well, not wrong, but I think it's the corners. Yeah, there's no corners, so let's make sure to get rid of those. There we are. I would say poor. I would say they've not really got the facilities that a usual modern house would have. I keep saying house, it's annoying. But yeah, I say keep saying house. I said it once. Actually, I think I just said it then. Or I'm just going insane. I want to make sure I got the Tudor housing design done here. I'm not sure why I've got this paused. I've done this a million times. I say a million times. I've only done like 5 houses, so it should be fine. I've done this 5 times. Maybe 6 if you include that test time. You know what? Okay, 5 times. But really, 5 times successfully. So, yeah. There we are. I'll make sure they're really meant to connect. I'm not just sure why I'm doing it like this. That's fine. It's all about learning, okay? Life's about learning. Timber and Stone is about learning, which is a part of life. Which is the same thing, I suppose. There we go. Which is basically what I'm saying, Timber and Stone is life. There we go. Much like the Doge. Just you know, sick maymays, brah. That kind of thing. We'll make sure they get all that stuff done. The inside, however, I don't like that fence being there. Mostly because it doesn't connect properly, but I guess we'll leave it for now. The windows actually have a middle, which is interesting. We've got to work around the middle. Do we want to do this? Like, how's that going to look? Like, we're that far away from our corners, and we do that. Like, what's going to happen there? Are we going to die? Are we just going to explode? Would that happen? A fascinating prospect, I'm sure, but not something I really want to go into today. Now, the real question is how the roof's going to work, and where the middle of the house is really going to be. This is a good question. I'm not too sure. I did say I was going to make, like, a weird skirt for the house, and I'm still sort of questioning whether I should do that or not. Right now, I still feel like this part of the house should be separate. from, like, the roof layer in only. Like, only the roof layer. Like, the second floor should also be seen from there, but the roof itself should be connected from the outside. Well, to those two pillars right there. So they might be quite high up. Merv's trying to get a bit of my water. At least that's what I'm thinking anyway, to make this house look unique. I mean, we got enough room for facilities, so I'm fine with that. I'm not too sure if I'm really going to integrate these timbered bricks at the front right here. So we'll probably just delete them at some point. This is all fine. I feel good with this. This is the plastered, yeah, timber plaster. So it looks like normal timbered brick until we actually start connecting it all together. As you can see right here, bit of plaster going on, so that's fine. Just making sure we're making these houses at the same time, just see what they're going to look like. And they're just going to look like box houses, that's fine. As long as this house looks superior. Merv fly. He flew onto a very high place, which I'm annoyed of. However, that is fine for now. Make sure I reposition. Right. Beautiful. I was just having a little stretch there. I completely left the universe in order to have a nice little stretch. I feel good about it. Mostly I should really stretch my voice. My vocal cords. Is that not what? Is that not what we do all the time? Apparently, I was trying to be philosophical. No, I wouldn't say philosophical, but I was trying to make the philosophical accent for it. I wouldn't say accent, but accent. There we go. Let's go with the timber plaster. And let's make sure that we are... Are we going out by one layer with this house? Maybe that's the difference here. Maybe we're not going to do that with this house. And we're just going to keep the skirt. Ooh. How do I feel about that? Do I feel about that, in fact? I mean, we could still do it. But we could do it a little bit differently, being that we could just have this part of the house remain flat. And then it just sort of goes out by this point. Obviously, we'll miss the corners. So we'll just do stuff like this. Although I don't like the idea of it hooking up by there. I would like if it just did it like this. There we go. I feel a lot better about that. There we are. So we just got this point. But then, as I've said, it just sort of connects up properly like this. Just because I want the front part, like right here, to sort of be quite noticeable. I'm not sure if this is going to annoy people, or if it's going to disrupt the shape of the structure. I guess we're about to find out. If I pause first, just to make sure I don't screw anything up, which is usually the case when I'm building things without having any sort of predetermined structure in my mind. But oh well, we'll see what actually happens. Do we want this bit of the building to actually connect with the normal house? I think so. Actually, do we? I kind of like the idea of this building at the back right here just sort of being a separate connection and not really being a part of this main structure in the middle right there. How would that look? Yeah, let's do that. I think that'll look quite interesting. So we'll go across like this, and then we'll just sort of have it go in by one. And then we'll see if we can integrate it from the outside from there. We should be able to. So there we are. It does this, and then we'll just go out by one block on this side. I think we should be fine with this. I don't really see any problems. And then the back of this house, we'll probably have a peaked roof sort of going out from this side. So if we want to get the roofing done, we're going to go for the normal wooden roof. We'll have it start off from here. How's that? Yeah. And then we'll have like a roof bit right there just for the sake of it. And then we'll do the same on this side. So how's that look? With the windows, not very good, actually. Tell you what. Yeah, with the windows... I'm just sort of thinking if I actually just wanted to start from here instead. Because it might look better. I kind of think I do. Yeah, let's do that instead. There we are. And we'll go out by one block on this side. Although it is going to disrupt the natural shape of things. But I think that's what's going to make this house look quite unique. So I'm fine with that. They do need to find their way up, however. So we'll make sure we got some scaffolding set up on various locations. This is quite a large building. So make sure there's one right here as well. They're probably going to predominantly go up this one. So we might want to make this a little bit of a thicker walkway. Hi, said thick. There we go. Got to have another one right there. Do you want one on the outside? I think so. We'll make it right here. I'm just sort of trying to save on wood. So I am deleting a few blocks. Every bit of wood counts, okay? Those 4 scaffoldings that cost 1 each right there just saved us enough wood in order to make one of these timber plasters. I think so. I think it's 2 wood to make timbered plaster. It's 1 wood. My God, it saved us nothing. Been wasting my time.